of the federal government's power? Only they do. That was never meant to be. There is no way you can let the federal government be the judge of its own power and how far it goes. And the states are required to be a check and balance. And that's how we take it back. Just as he said, a healthy balance of power between the states and the federal government will reduce tyranny. And again, that's not a geographical boundary defending and interposing for her. It's the elected officials that we put in place here. And so, can I tell you something? Be entertained by the farce known as the presidential election. Go ahead, be entertained. But you want to get serious about an election? Get serious about who your next sheriff is. Get serious about somebody, when they raise their right arm, that they mean it when they tell you. They will protect your God-given rights or die trying. That he will interpose on your behalf. That he will protect your land from everyone. Another thing that Thomas Paine said there. What difference does it make to me if a highwayman, which means a robber on the street, a highwayman or the government steals all my property? It's gone either way. The highwayman will give you a fighting chance. The government never will. Who would you rather fight, a highwayman or the IRS? Okay, and for anybody to pretend, I'm going to tell you right now, you liars and you fools who try to pretend to the people of this country and in this county that you can gain justice if you just get a good lawyer. What a joke. First of all, good lawyers are so few. And secondly, who can afford that? Do you know how much it costs to go to this Supreme Court case? Thank goodness I didn't take it. Or it would have been dead in the water. I was never a member of the NRA. I have been recently. And I'm a member of Governors of America. And that's the one that won't compromise. I really love Larry Pratt and his attitude and his fighting ability there in Washington to preserve the Second Amendment. But this is the thing. Our rights are only protected by the people who have the courage to do it. And so I called the NRA when I decided to do my lawsuit, when my wife gave me permission. And I called the NRA and I said, hey, this is Sheriff Mack from Arizona, and I don't know if you can help me with this or not, but I want to sue the federal government over the Brady bill. And the next line totally shocked me. I was talking to Richard Gardner, a lawyer for the NRA, and he goes, Sheriff, we've already been preparing the paperwork on this case, and we've been praying that you would call. And I said, let's go get it. And this was a full-time job, and so I had 2 full-time jobs, suing the federal government and doing my job as sheriff. And we were really busy. And it paid off. But let me tell you right now, if I had to do it over again, and I'm going to tell everybody now pretty much the same thing I've told myself since, I would never do it again. Not that I wouldn't stand and fight. I would. But time for suing is over. Why would you go to court and ask permission to keep your oath of office? You don't need to do that. The time for suing, no more. The time for doing is now. We must be doers of the word. We must be doers in defending our Constitution. There is not time nor money to go to court on these issues. And anybody who tells you, well, I wish I could help you, but doggone it, you know, I just don't have the authority to tell this abusive criminal if I'm not, all of you now, okay, I've got, you just reminded me. I'm going to ask you right now, in all sincerity, I've got to ask you. You raise your hand. If you want a sheriff, or any other local official, you want a sheriff who will say, well, I just won't protect you from government criminals. If they're after your land, you'll have to get a lawyer. I don't have the authority, and I will not interfere. They have jurisdiction over me, and I will let the federal government come in here and do whatever they want. Raise your hand if you want to vote for that. The 8-year-old kid will still vote for it. Okay, nobody raise their hand. Okay, you're on your way. You're on your way to taking back your county. Okay, stand for freedom. Put freedom and liberty first. And I really, and usually, yeah. Throw me one of those. Oh wait, no, I got one too. Let me see. What we want all of you to do. Okay? And I don't know if Neela told any of you, but sometimes it costs to travel here and do these things. And I've been doing this until just about the last 6 months free. I want each of you to take a card. I want you to examine this, and I want you to consider becoming a member of CSPOA. Everybody can join. Everybody can join. And I know some of you already have my books, but the CSPOA is only as strong as the members we have in it. And we love to have citizens join us. You are a part of this. This is your organization. This is your solution. This is your time. This is all of us getting together and joining the holy cause of liberty. And I'm asking you to join with us in this. Is there anybody here not willing to take the same oath that our founders took to each other at the end of the Declaration of Independence? With the faith in divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. We will never ask for your fortune. We'll only ask you to do what you can. Okay? Do what you can. Keep us going. Take us to the next level. Let's have 300 or 400 members in this room join up with us. I'm asking you, do you want us to keep this rolling? Roll with us. Join us in this holy cause of liberty. It has been more than a pleasure to be with you. I know the questions could get really crazy tonight, and I hope you don't have too many. I hope I've answered most of them. I hope that I've given you a semblance of hope. And I know we've gone a little bit longer than I said I was going to go. Can we maybe just keep this really short to 3 questions? I normally don't like going with questions, but for you, I'd really like to. And let me tell you right now, I'll warn you right now. I'm going to take 3 questions. They better be good ones and represent the community, I hope. And they have to be questions. Did you hear me? Have to be questions. First one I saw was right here. How can we get the Hammonds out of jail? Yes. I believe that you are now faced with a monumental task of doing that because the door got slammed when they went in. Is there still alternatives? Absolutely. But they should have never gone, and that's when it should have happened, before they went, obviously. So I'm going to tell you right now, I would love to come back and be part of any conversation and me giving suggestions. I gave suggestions before. They went unheeded. Okay? And I gave some real viable alternatives that could have kept the Hammonds out. But people in high places would not listen to me. I think there's a couple of alternatives still there, but they're not nearly as strong now that they're behind bars. And I'm going to meet with some people about this tomorrow. But it would have been a lot easier, obviously. Hindsight's 20/20, but it would have been a lot easier before. Is there a way? Yes. Is it much more difficult now? Yes. And I'll tell you right now, I would be willing to come back here at my own expense to help you devise those alternatives. Okay? But we need some public officials here with us. Okay? Back. You mean Alan Johnson?
When we elect him, I know that we're so inundated with federal encouragement. We're so inundated with federal encouragement on so many different facets that we're going to
Yeah, that's difficult.
Right, and so how do you suggest we handle that? Do you suggest maybe picking one issue or?
There's ways to do that, and we'll be doing, he's good now, but yeah, okay. We will be offering training, and we offer training all across the country on that. We offer our services, we offer our support. We are a support team for them. And like I said earlier, there's not going to be an equation that's going to fit all. But on these BLM issues, it's not that difficult. And so we're working on several issues in Washington on this, where we think there's very little hope there, but we are working with sheriffs. Now imagine that there would be 30, 40, 50 sheriffs in Oregon alone. Let's say BLM, there's a few things you're not going to do in our counties anymore. Or you have 2 or 3 sheriffs saying that. Which one's going to be better? I'm telling you right now, if we get a third, not even a third, if we get a fourth of our nation's sheriffs, that's like 600. If we get a fourth of our nation's sheriffs to unite behind erecting barriers, as Madison said, erecting barriers against the encroachments of the natural authority, we're going to win this. Remember, this is peaceful, it's effective, and it's how we serve the people of our community. This is just serve and protect. Our motto is also on that. Protect and serve, uphold and defend. So that's really the best way we serve and protect our people is by upholding and defending the United States Constitution, just as we promised to do. Now those are really good questions. Really good. You've got work to do. We want you to join with us. We want you to do this. Okay? I'm going to take one more question and then I'm going to close.
Yes, I was talking with Dr. Stevens in Bend, Oregon, and he told me to help out the Hens somewhat. He said that we needed to let Governor Brown be taught on so many different things about getting the money back, like our education. Portland, besides our money that comes over here, they do most of everything. How do we stop this?
Well, it's a lot easier to stop it in the state than it is Washington, D.C. And so it's not even that you have to have a governor that knows and understands this, because you don't have one. But again, if you build these defenses in your counties, again, it has to start here. Okay? Don't start in Portland, start here. And you literally create a constitutional county. Literally. And so many people will want to move it.
But what I'm saying is on the voting rights, Portland votes, they have more of a vote than we do over here.
Yeah. There's ways to make them irrelevant also. And you create that constitutional county, and I'm telling you again, the last one that's going to get on board that constitution train is your county attorney. You really got to get sharp in your boots for that guy. Okay? Whoever it is, I don't care. I don't even know who he is. Don't care. So, all right. Now I need. You want to be nice. All you have to do is hold that. Okay, you're on. Maybe I need somebody to help me. Take longer. Oh yeah. Sorry. You've been replaced. So, my friends, I do this all across the country. I've been to all 50 states. And I love these beautiful children. Love the beautiful child there. And this is just wonderful. To see it here with your kids like that, that's beautiful. I have some grandkids just this age. And I know I don't look that old for that. My wife and I have 12 grandkids. And that's why we dedicated ourselves to this so much. Because it's the same faces everywhere I go. These beautiful little faces. Your eyes looking at me, hoping that there really is a solution. I hope that I've given you some hope. There is a solution. It's nonviolent, but it's effective. And we take back our freedom. Now, when I was first a rookie cop, I attended a seminar, and it was taught by Dr. W. Cleon Scout. And he converted me to the Constitution. And after the 2-day conference, which was a law enforcement training on the Constitution in Salt Lake City, he handed me